Now, for anybody that has never met Dan Banjock, either at a contest or socially, he is the most fun guy in model aviation. And I thought I was, but for sure he is. He's ahead of me by a lot. Now, the thing that's different about Dan than most expert level modelers, not only is he an accomplished stunt flyer, he's an accomplished everything. And he's among the things he's done is make twin cylinder engines out of two separate engines. I'm not sure what machine shop skills you need to do that. I don't need to know because he did it and I didn't. But Dan, my hat's off to you. He also has a DYNA that he used to bring to Brodex. We're going to feature that at some future time. That was always a big thing at Brodex. By the way, this is 2010. We got the footage from Ray Dory. Thank you, Ray. Dan, in all the things he's done, I know he built an ornithopter. We've seen that at the Nationals. Just to name a few things, all of the skill level things that you can do, control line stunt. I'm not sure I know he's flown combat and different things, but what's different about Dan, that's just a little bit different than other people with a lot of modeling skill, he has one thing he knows better than anybody in the whole event. He knows how to have fun with model airplanes, and he's basically done it his whole life. So let's see what the Daniel's up to.
My airplane lost weight.
I'm impressed. I'm so impressed. Take the pilot out when you go to appearance judging. Put on a wood prop. Let's see, what else can we do?
I don't have all the weight things are in it. It's 60, it's back to 68 now. And we checked it on 2 scales. So now
I checked the scale before we weighed them, and I know what my planes weigh. And they're both right on the money.
Okay.
They're not off by anything.
So I think that little postal electronic scale, I don't think is happy up where these things are.
No. The best way is get on a scale by yourself. Then go pick up the Vista, get back on the scale.
All right.
That's what I used to tell Glenn Metter about the sweeper. He'd say, how could you weigh this? My scale only goes to 5 pounds. Now, before you start this, answer my question. Did you ever do that muffler? I didn't see how you did this. You drilled out the back of the muffler?
Oh,
I'll look at it. You're all fueled up and everything.
The back of the muffler was plugged.
Okay.
It was welded plugged, and then this, you can see it.
I'll look at it later. I didn't see how you did that.
Yeah.
And how big is the hole?
1/2 inch.
That'll run perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that.
Mike's friend did the welding.
Yeah.
All set. It's warm, so I don't know how.
The magic number's not 300, by the way, in case you were wondering. Now what we're talking about is, and I'll explain a little story. Danny, when he had a Sato 72 in here, he had various mufflers on it. And I think this is a PA 75, I'm pretty sure, but he had a muffler with a very small restrictive hole. And we spent some phone time because I told him it had to be bigger than whatever it was. And actually it sounds pretty nice. It's a 1/2 inch now. And if you're wrong on an exhaust hole, bigger is definitely better than smaller. Oh yeah, that's fine. I gotta find out what he was talking about. The plane lost weight or gained weight, or he gained weight. I don't know. Try to get downwind here for the Daniel. Now, of course, I've had several planes that started life as 2-stroke planes and wound up as 4-stroke planes. Several planes that started 4-stroke and wound up 2-stroke. So I think we've sharing the knowledge of what we learned along the way was always a good thing. Whoa. And I remember, I don't remember exactly, Danny had to repair this. There was some kind of repair damage to it, and he did a nice job, of course. Yeah, looks like it's flying real well. Handling the bumpy air very well. This circle down here is a little less tricky than it is up the top of the hill, because if you're right where he is now, the wind blows through. When you're up against these trees, it gets a little trickier. Right now he's got, even though it's windy, it's going right through here. Whoa. Yeah, it's got a nice break up top now. That's real good.
Seen this thing? My new engine?
What do you got? A double five? I heard about the engine.
Yeah.
What is it? You put two of them together with a keyway, or what? How'd you glue them together?
Glue. Good glue.
JB Weld.
Yeah, good glue. The back engine, the front cranks, the crank's been cut off a bit, and there's been a disc pressed on and keyed.
Okay.
And then there's a machine long crank pin going up to the front disc.
Yeah.
Which the crank pin hole's been ground off, and there's a hole drilled there, and that, when the rear engine goes through, it goes through the forward connecting rod and the front crank disc.
And how did you seal it up? Just with a seal?
Everything right now still got the rear bushing in it, and there's a new back plate. This is a machine.
I see it. Yeah, I see it.
And this Fox, that's a heat shrunk fit onto the front of that Fox.
Okay.
And then right inside here is an O-ring seal.
Wow.
Are they opposed or are they together?
Yeah, 180 out.
180 out? They
Yeah.
Fire, and then what
You
is
should make a Yamaha cross-plane crank where they all fire at the same
Oh,
time.
no way, not like bam, 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 bam.
what is the firing on it? Are they off just a little bit?
No, 180.
Really?
Just everything 180.
Now, why didn't you go with a triple?
Because
Be a real man. It would be within the rules, too.
I'll let the next
35,
person go with a
35.
There's a
triple.
limit how big a prop we can put on a puny crankshaft on
Yeah,
the front motor.
it's still a Fox 35
Oh, that's
cranking.
right.
Yeah,
That's right.
that everything's
What
sweet.
prop does it
Didn't get any
turn?
stronger.
What prop does it turn?
12.6.
And once again, I want to thank Ray Dory. That's him cooking for us. He used to bring up all his tools and cookers from Louisiana up to Brodax. He'd cook for everybody. He was generous to a fault. And he has donated the footage you see in many of these videos. Ray, thank you so much. But the reality of Dan Banjock is his close association with Mike Palco. They have worked on many, many projects together. They've built similar planes. Mike's was electric. Dan's had a gas engine in it. But the thing that's different about Dan, and of course Mike too, they share the information. Especially Mike when he was developing in the very early stages of developing electric. Now this is an electric tsunami back in 2010, and how free they share the information And I think that's a special thing, because I'll be honest, a lot of people that I know going way, way, way back weren't so quick to share the information. But Danny and Mike both were. And I'm just going to take a couple of minutes out of this little conversation they had while they were talking to the gentleman that owned the Tsunami, who was developing an electric plane at the time, and how nicely they shared the information. And they both worked together. Danny and Mike, you are guys, my hat is off to you. It's lighter than yours?
With a pound battery.
Is it lighter? But it's got a smaller battery, right? Yeah. The hinge line sealed? No? That'd help. Especially electric.
Now how do you keep it free moving?
Scotch tape.
You just crease it when you put it on?
Yeah, you'll pull the flexion,
Yeah.
press it in there.
Do you notice a big difference?
No.
In 3 flights, what you do, in 3 flights, take pledge and just spray it in the hinge line.
Yeah.
And as you fly, it'll just blow off. And in 3 flights, you take my plane, tell me there's a freer set of controls in the world.
Yeah.
My controls move, the breeze hits them.
I got a piece of plywood that I sanded round that I push it in with.
Yeah.
No, but even if you don't, I don't push it in. I just let the pledge do its thing.
You just take a brush and knock the pledge down the slot. It won't stick in the slot, see? And push it down.
And
in.
where the gain is you don't need to move. You don't need to move the elevators and flaps as many degrees to get the same result.
Okay.
So there's
Make
less
less
drag. So if you have an overpowered,
down.
if you have an overpowered
Then the
plane,
other stops all that.
like my
equal
90
lift, there's
Spitfire,
less yaw.
optional.
That's the big
But a
one.
plane where you have a 40 and a
Got
plane
this
that should be a
strap on with the
60,
30 second,
that really works well.
Yeah.
I've never
You
seen
come up
electric
to do this when you
that it
turn.
doesn't.
yeah.
It's a big
It's gonna
boost.
yaw and kick in the turn.
And this looks
big
great
one.
in flight. Oh man. You reminded me of my Tsunami. I did the red version.
Yeah, I remember. I saw it in the picture. You know, I didn't start out kind of doing the Tsunami, and then after it was built, it's like it kind of looks like it.
Yeah, it
So-
does.
It doesn't have the exhaust or any of that, but you know, it's close enough. So I did it.
But yours didn't crash. Your Tsunami didn't crash.
The hell it didn't.
It did?
I got it on video crashing. Joe Adamusco almost took his head off. He was filming me, and we broke a line in Middlesex.
Oh, really?
And then I said to him, Joe says, because the plane was crashed, right? I wasn't going to fix it because I already had a new one started. So Joe says, you know, you always bullshit about how good your landing gear system is. Show me. So we took the wing over, and I went back and forth until the wire broke.
Really?
He said, all right, that's how we're doing here from now on.
Really?
Yeah.
Broke the wire with the mount.
Construction-wise,
That's impressive.
And the mount was still, you took the hatch off and pulled out the piece that was in
That's
it. And I got it on video.
That's impressive.
Well, you.
No, that's good engineering.
That's impressive.
That's like they should pay me for this
there's no
stuff.
contest with
They do.
airplane.
They do pay you.
Some people. Now as Billy's flying, check this out. The Cub is flying over the field. We're gonna try to get a ride in the Stearman. Oh my God, look at this. The Cub's flying over as Billy's flying. How cool is that? And they're shooting behind it. This has gotta be pretty distracting. Hope this doesn't fly across.
Now, what needle valve would he move?
I don't know what he did. I gotta look at it close. I never thought
Yeah.
of the needle valve. It's really pretty cool though. Yeah. Well, he made a whole motor himself. I mean,
Wasn't that a diesel that he made?
I think it's a diesel. Yeah, he made the whole motor. Like the BANJOCK 15 or something. Yeah. What is it for? Something looks like it's coming off by the tank. It's just the rubber tubing. Uh-oh.
Well, something did come off.
Maybe it's the crankshaft. Danny!
Oh.
Run over and see if he's going to fly again.
Nothing came out the side of the case.
That's the
No.
Yeah, that's.
You had plenty of parts to start over with.
Well, now I got to re-engineer it a little bit and try. Yeah, I'll pull the engine apart. All right, let's throw her back down. get
What
her off the
happened, Danny?
circle. Something like connection let loose in there.
Yeah. I was thinking the front crank. Well, if the crank pin failed, well, we'll just open it up and find out. Ah, man.
I heard a little click, you know, and I thought,
Oh, I knew. As soon as it shut off like that, I knew something happened. Yeah. I shouldn't have put the test light in yesterday.
Now, I myself have experimented with a lot of things that have failed in service. And that's always the challenge of modeling. Moves on. And I've done a lot with the carbon fiber. Dan's done a lot with machine shop things. Mike's done a lot with electric. And one of the key things, and I've said it before, I say it all the time, how nice it is that all the people share the information, help each other out. And Brodex was the perfect meeting place to exchange information, technology, and most of all, have a really, really good time and some really good food from Louisiana, and always a lot of laughs, just a lot of laughs. And Dan, you definitely have added something to the hobby that I can't even describe. And guys, thank you so much for watching.